this is the place for Let's Chat.
Welcome to Let's Chat, the Tennessee Valley's premier show focusing on lifestyle and entertainment. Bringing you smart shopping tips, community events, and the newest trends. Now, let's chat.
Good morning and welcome. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday. It is September 19th. Andy Santoro coming up here in just a moment. Right now, we're spending a few minutes with Captain Mickey McCamish. You know Mickey from, well, pick any place around town. Friends of the Festival, Wreaths Across Chattanooga, the United States Navy, and so much more. Captain Mickey McCamish, good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
You were nice enough to come back and join us after spending a few minutes on the air earlier today talking about the incredible service-oriented gentleman, and he was indeed a gentleman, Kevin West. You and Kevin go back many, many years. What went through your mind when you knew it was that Kevin West that passed away?
Chip, simply unbelievable. Having spent last week with him, numerous hours with you and Kevin, the three of us, unbelievable. Had to repeat his name when I was told. Just could not believe it. That it had really happened.
You and Kevin shared a special bond, as many members of the military do. Same branch of the service. You were in 27 years, Kevin in 24. What is it like when you have a brother that is taken away all too soon?
It's unbelievable. You lose a part of yourself, you lose a good friend, you just lose. But what you also do is you keep those memories and you keep the characteristics that that brother left behind, and it enables you to lead a better life in the memory of that person.
You worked with Kevin in a number of different disciplines in the military, River Bend, of course, the late summer music event down at Ross's Landing, Wreaths Across America. How do you replace somebody like that whose career and their very existence was all about giving back?
You don't replace them. You remember them in those things that you do, and you improve those things, but you do it in their memory, and you carry on just as he would want you to do, and you set those goals even higher to achieve.
As I mentioned earlier, Kevin had I won't say totally singular, but he was better than just about anybody at deflecting the attention away from himself and onto the subject of whatever story he was doing. A lot of people tend to put themselves in front of the story. Kevin was the exact opposite, and that's not just an ability, that's a gift.
That's right, Chip. The cause was the focus. The cause, he believed in the cause, and I think that's why he put the cause there, is it was in the forefront. If he didn't believe in the cause, first he wouldn't have been associated with it, but it was important to increase the awareness of the cause, of the reason for the project that you were doing, just like Wreaths Across Chattanooga and placing a wreath on each grave at Chattanooga National.
He had that also unique ability to make you think about what would have happened if I had been in place of the subject of the story, or if you had been in place of the subject of the story. He was certainly a gifted storyteller, and one of the finest, and I mean this without hesitation, one of the finest broadcast journalists to ever come through Chattanooga. We were just very fortunate he chose to make this his home.
Absolutely, and that's a rare trait. You have it, Kevin had it. But journalism, getting out there, telling the truth and placing it on the airwaves, y'all have very uniqueness of being able to deliver that messaging through your journalism talents that you both possess.
He was definitely an officer and a gentleman, without doubt. I know that was one of his favorite movies, but that occurred to me on the way into work this morning. He certainly lived up to being both an officer and a gentleman. So I know you in the Navy have got certain traditions when one of your fellow sailors passes on. Among them, something you and I discussed earlier today, fair winds and following seas.
Fair winds and following seas to my shipmate as we move forward in life.
Is the Navy here or regionally going to do anything in Kevin's honor?
I have been in touch with the Navy Operations Support people, personnel, and they're standing by. They're just waiting on their directives of what the family wants and what Kevin wanted, perhaps in his will, or filling out his last wishes. So they are aware, they're making arrangements to stand by and do whatever the family would like.
A few years ago, you had mentioned to me, and this was in the formulating years, or months rather, of Wreaths Across Chattanooga. Kevin called me that same day and he said, hey, here's something you're getting involved with. He wasn't asking me, he was telling me that this is a program that you are going to get involved with, Chapman, whether you like it or not. And between the two of you, how do you say no to anything requested by a Captain McCamish or a Captain Kevin West?
Well, that's very kind of you, Chip. And you know, we want to do it for the community, for the veterans, for the veterans that have paid so much, to remember and honor those veterans. And it's also just a teaching opportunity for the future generations.
I do hope that you will come back as we get closer to Wreaths Across Chattanooga, and maybe we could issue a challenge. Maybe those of you who were impacted by Kevin West could toss in $10 or $20 in his honor to cover the entire cemetery. I think he would like that. As we head into the break, I want to say, first of all, thanks to you, Captain Mickey McCamish, and I wanted to share this picture with you taken, several years ago when Kevin shifted into full-blown Christmas mode. We got to take this at Hamilton Place. Kevin West, my friend, as Mickey said, fair winds and following seas, you will be missed, and we will be right back.